It's that time of the week again, eShop deals, and this is the under $10 edition covering the US, Canada, UK, EU, and Australia. Now, if you do enjoy the video today, consider subscribing, helps out the channel a huge amount, and I'm going to be keeping this one nice and concise, just 10 games, as most of you will no doubt have your sights squarely set on Tears of the Kingdom this week, and understandably so. My name's Alex, so this is SwitchCorner. Let's get started. Later in the video, I do have a winner to announce for a $10 eShop gift card and one more to give away. To enter, drop a comment down below and I'll announce the winner in next Thursday's video. If you are getting anything then as well, consider using cornershop.gg for your eShop credit that supports the channel directly. Ark Survival Evolved gets 50% off, matching the low price, and for the longest time this was fighting for the spot of the worst game on the system. All of these years later though, they came back, they put the effort in, and they dropped an update that essentially just completely replaced the game. Now it looks better, it runs better, and it brings the survival experience it always should have been. Come here if you want an incredibly challenging game that throws you onto an island filled with things that want to kill you, that's not just the dinosaurs either, and work out a path to survival. I'm a big fan of the genre, I like this one a lot, and I've linked my best survival games on the Switch video down in the pinned comments. Penko Park is 30% off, that matches the low price. This is going to be for those that like the idea of Pokemon Snap, but here with an air of almost creepy in its designs, or at least that's how I felt about it. You can see my full review in the pinned comment, but like Snap, it's an on-rails photography adventure with branching pathways and a collection of locations to unlock. What I enjoyed the most with this game, it was just the gadgets that you get, things like throwing items to grab these animals' attention or an extending arm device to interact with what is around you. Definitely a unique game that deserves a little more attention. Crypt the Necrodancer is here with 80% off, one of the best budget options out there. You can also still get the Zelda spin-off, which is well worth your time, but that one is right around $12. Now this one, it's a rhythm-based dungeon crawler, and it tasks you with saving yourself from being trapped. Now the gameplay, you must move and fight in time with the rhythm. It sounds easy, but it's not, and the procedural generation, it means it is just constantly changing things up. This game wouldn't work as well without the incredible soundtrack that is worth a listen to even if you don't pick up the game. It also then supports local co-op as well. OkunoKA is a game that we haven't seen on sale since mid-2022, and while it's been slightly cheaper in the past, it was a tiny amount, maybe 20 to 30 cents. This one's a platformer where we play as Ka, who must save the world of souls from an evil that's turning the local population here into machines. It is over 100 levels that are filled with incredibly challenging platforming. It keeps control simple, thankfully, and that's basically ideal though, because it's really a game that's going to be down to the skill. Then it's all topped off with some great boss encounters as well. It comes highly recommended from me, and it actually received a follow-up as well. I just love the style of this game, and I think visually it is stunning. It's 70% off then, and I do think the closest comparison would probably be Super Meat Boy. Deponia Collection then gets 60% off, that matches the low. I think this is a steal of a deal at this price. It's 4 point-and-click adventures that totals over 50 hours of gameplay, and I've been following this series now over the years. I'm a fan of the genre as well, and I do think it's one of the better options on the Switch with a likeable lead and just overall cast and world. It is a love story about a man named Rufus who wants to leave his junkyard planet with a woman from wealth. It's just got this great kind of quirky sense of humour, and I love the hand-drawn visuals as well. It just constantly surprises though this game. The writing is just really well done. You know, even in the exploration as well, there's going to be some real surprises that may catch you off guard. The Red Lantern gets 60% off. I reviewed this on the channel, see that in the pinned comment, but it is far from a perfect game. I gave it a 6 out of 10, I nearly did give it a 5. The price point though makes its problems a little easier to handle, and narrative fans maybe should consider this one. The idea is to find our way home with our sled dogs, and yeah, I was really excited about this one pre-launch, so it was definitely disappointing. But the roguelite elements, they don't really add much in the way of value, and you can actually wrap up the game in just a couple of hours. There are different encounters here, but it's just not enough in the way of variety. I think they would have been better off here going with a more traditional survival experience over some of the decisions they did put in place. I do like the world though, and the soundtrack, it is absolutely stunning. I just ordered that on final. Sword of the Vagrant is my pickup of the week, meaning it's not a recommendation, rather maybe you'll want to join me for the ride, and I was excited for this at launch, didn't immediately get around to it. Now it's 20% off, and I'd say the feedback on it I've seen is somewhat mixed, but a few channels that I really truly do like praised it, so I'm going to be giving it a go. A 2D action RPG, it takes place in a dark fantasy world, and you'll be following your lost father's research in an effort to reunite your family. It features 70 different enemies, multiple locations, a wide array of weapons, armor, accessories, and then a combat system that promises to challenge with abilities such as combos and special attacks. Now, it is a new game, so I know it's not a massive discount, but it was super budget to begin with. Garden Story then gets 50% off, and this one's a hidden gem on the system, an action RPG. You are the newly appointed Guardian of the Grove, and you must help this community by travelling the land, combating invasive rot and inspiring the local people. The Zelda top-down look I love, and the visual design as well is just something special. Yes, we have seen the design plenty of times, but this one just packs in a huge amount of charm. It's around 10 hours of gameplay then as well, so a decent bit of game for your cash. And the combat may not be for everyone here, but it's not particularly challenging, so if you do like the look of it, maybe give it some consideration. Just even tidying up this world is incredibly rewarding. Our winner of the week then is going to Jazz, who said he may be picking up Marsupilami, and as I said last week, it's definitely got its problems, but there's a lot to like in there as well. You can see my full review in the pinned comments. Congrats, so Jazz, drop me an email to claim your code, and everyone else, drop a comment down below for your chance to win in next week's video. Rogue Heroes then gets a new low of 75% off. This is an adventure game with roguelite elements, and it supports up to 4 players both locally and online, so if you can get a group together, I will say it is by far the best way to play. It is another one that feels like a bit of a Zelda spin-off. It's top-down dungeon crawling, and the whole idea here is simple. Basically, this world was coming undone from war, God saved us, they trapped evil, but now those lairs, I guess we could call them, they are starting to crumble, so we must step up and put evil to rest. Just a fun world to explore where you'll find yourself distracted simply looking for goodies, and sharing that experience with others is just top quality. I also found the character upgrades particularly addictive. Shovel Knight King of Cards then is our final game of the video. It's 70% off, that is a new low price, and you can find my review in the pinned comment. Now here it's a prequel, so we get to see classic characters returning, but kind of witness their place in this world as our Rayola leadership starts to take its roots. It's just another incredible game from Yacht Club Games as you platform your way through some just incredibly crafted locations, alongside a new skill set then as well. We also get a collectible card game that we can take on challenges in. It's in depth as well, some 120 cards to uncover. They just got the balance of action and distractions here so good, and it's topped off then with a huge number of collectibles and abilities. If you are done as well with the core experience, you can take on challenge stages and boss rematches. So yeah, basically if it has the Shovel Knight in the name, it's typically a sign of quality. I'll always pick them up and I'm yet to be disappointed. They just seem, in my opinion, to go from strength to strength. And that is the video down. As I said at the beginning, keeping it short this week, Tears of the Kingdom is upon us, and it is a massive release that will have many parting with their cash. Let me know if you're adding anything to the library this week in the comments, and with that, a shout out to the patrons of the channel who are going above and beyond to support SwitchCorner. It helps more than you know, so thank you all so much. Then hit subscribe, join us here for reviews, deals, news and lists daily, and I'll see you all on the next video. Thanks everyone.